Welcome back to Unfiltered Trend.
Welcome back, people. Yes, today's a celebration.
Today, so Young Thug is out.
Young Thug, yeah.
Yes. So this is Elodie Boo.
Gblajolie.
So yeah, no, today is a different. Today we're so happy because Young Thug is out. So it's a good news for the hip hop community and for ourselves.
Yeah. For me, was I a fan of Young Thug? Yes, I was. Guess what? Guess what happened? Anyway, Abba and Preach, the good thing, they have the whole situation.
Yes, we're gonna watch
and
it.
They explain it so amazingly. So we're gonna watch and react.
Yes.
He just ends up looking so f***ing stupid. Because now Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, walks free today, is just on probation, and he was facing 25 to 40 years in jail. This is the longest court case in Georgia's history, the most expensive ever, costing tens of millions of taxpayer money, and they got this guy on probation.
And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
All right, today's topic, the most insane court case I have ever witnessed just ended right now. One of the most famous and prominent rappers in the game, Young Thug, has just been released on probation. Now, you might be thinking, why do we care? Because this trial, I've been following it. It is the longest trial that Georgia has ever seen. It is a RICO trial, basically a racketeering trial against a gang. And Young Thug and the gang were facing 45 to life in prison. Some insane life sentences for potential murders, racketeering, drug charge, everything you could imagine. So why is this interesting? I'm telling you guys, this trial was so insane, and it was being live streamed the whole time. They're gonna make Netflix series about this 1000%. This had multiple judges thrown off the case. This had drugs being passed to people.
Just the introduction. Well done, Abba.
Yes, no, the introduction is fire. I'm gonna lie.
What's going on with Young Thug and YSL? Are they mad?
Yeah, apparently they spend too much money. They waste money. Sorry.
Yeah, the state of Georgia definitely wasted money on the court case because it's too long. First off,
it's like 2 years and more than 2 years actually. Yeah, and this guy it's not cool.
Even in my head, I wasn't even following. I thought he was already in prison. I thought he was already sentenced because he can't be that.
But it's been long. It's been long.
Hey, Young Thug,
20 minimum years.
What do you think about Young Thug? Are you a fan?
I am a fan of him. I like some of the song he had. I think with Gucci Mane, he had one song I like back then. But yeah, I don't have him on my playlist like that. What about you, darling?
I really love Young Thug though.
Oh my god. We have a fan here.
I'm not a huge fan, like I don't follow him like ooh.
He had a good song.
But the song with Usher.
Usher, okay, I don't know this one.
Kerosene. I'm a fan. Definitely, no. I love Young Thug lifestyle with rich gang.
The dress?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his choices in fashion because it is what it is. But now, when you look at what Diddy was doing,
this is nothing.
You kind of understand because I feel like maybe they groomed them. They're being groomed into...
Yeah, because Young Thug is young. Like, it's almost like maybe 30 or something.
I remember.
Like that. So he started definitely young.
Yeah, when he came out, it was like maybe a teenager. Maybe 18, 17, 19. He was very young.
Yeah, he was a young guy.
And his style of rapping...
Yeah, at the beginning, it was like, everyone would like it. Like, I'm not a fan of him like that, but I know that some of the songs, the one that I like with the Gucci, when Gucci went... got out, he had a song with him. I like this one, and other songs I don't know much like that.
One thing I would say, when it came out, it was a shock to me because when he speaks, we do it lifestyle. I was like, what the fuck is this? Back in the days, rappers had normal sentences. You could hear everything. But that one is like lifestyle.
Yeah,
what the hell is wrong with you? It took me to learn the lyrics to get to know what he was saying. I had to read the
understand
lyrics
before, yeah.
but now I understand. Obviously, I understand more.
we
The
get used
accents.
to it also.
And I enjoy him. I enjoy him as an artist. He's a bit mad. He's a bit crazy, but I enjoy him. But I don't understand why artists need to associate with gangsters.
Please don't. Like, you're getting money. What's the point? Like, you have nothing to do with the street anymore. Like, bro.
They will only be liabilities to you. They will only steal from you. They will only create problems. They will bring crimes to your house.
For me, once you're out, stay out. I know they say don't. You can help your community. That's one thing. But like doing like gang stuff, like you don't need it.
You don't
You're
need to
getting
associate.
million. This guy is getting million. Like,
you don't need to associate with them anymore. It's over. That
Chill
part
out.
of you is dead. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, it's my brothers, my N-words. No, it's dead. Okay, just leave them behind. They will only drag you down. They talk about the crab in a barrel. The crab will pull you down, drag
And
you
you stay
all
there.
the way down. Yeah,
definitely.
that's the proof. That's the stupidity of Young Thug that puts him in this situation, and they're wasting money on you. Okay, now he's on probation. Yeah, I'm happy that you
15
come
years
down.
now. So go and do something. Like 15 years, like, so that's crazy.
Probation means you can come back so fast.
Yes.
They will drag you back in. You better cut ties with YSL. Be like Gunner. Gunner, I'm sure he sang like a canary. He must have told everybody what happened, who did what, and then now he's not associated with them. It's the best way to do it. If you don't do that,
you have to make
you're
like
toast.
yeah, you have to think smart sometime. Like, you cannot just think like, oh, I'm from the gang, whatever. Like, bro, hell no. Just move on.
It's done. But anyway, we're gonna watch the rest of it.
Yes.
What happened?
Woman inside a court caught on camera.
The Young Thug RICO case has taken by most accounts an unusual twist. An alleged drug deal in open court. Prosecutors say they have the video to prove it.
Yeah.
This had corruption at the highest level, and it just ended in the most insane way. Where to start? Okay. The DA's office in Georgia is seen as incredibly corrupt. If you're unaware, Fani Willis is the one who's going after Trump for what he did in regards to the election, and there's a lot of things surrounding her and how poorly she runs her stuff.
The allegations stem largely from a contentious divorce involving a key prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. Nathan Wade's estranged wife accused him of having an affair with DA Fani Willis, while at the same time Willis paying him $650,000 so far to run point on the high-profile racketeering investigation.
Actually, I think she's already had one scandal involving a love affair, if I remember correctly. She's up for re-election, and she wanted to get this case out of the way because it's been running for over 2 years, which when you get a jury in and you're trying, normally most trials, you're looking at anywhere from like a week to like 2-3 months. This is 2 years. So let's go back. Jury's brought in. They figure this stuff out. We got the first judge who is
like, okay, that sounds like stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, the DA. What the fuck you doing, woman? Okay, sorry.
She's just been
What the
weak.
hell?
She's just been weak. That's it.
No. I know in ATL, apparently in the South in America, we're not from there.
Yeah, no.
The South in America, the people are very promiscuous. And
Okay.
apparently, even if you work like together, a lot of people
They get
sleep with
with
each
each
other.
other?
Yeah. So
Not only in the South, I think. Maybe London too. But anyway, that's
I
it.
never heard that in London. Have you heard that in London?
I never really heard, but I will not be surprised.
Mm.
Maybe in ATL it's like
In Africa, yes. Yes. In Africa, definitely a few people do bits. Especially if there's a power person. He would use his power to sleep with girls, definitely.
therefore.
But he was married. That don't even look good. It's not a good representation for the law. That's it.
True. I mean, I think it was some stuff warned her already. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Okay. Let's see
play.
more.
Euro Granville, and from the onset of the case, everything is a mess. The case is moving slow. The state has like 100+ witnesses. They're bringing witnesses back after they've already been on the stand. Everything is super confusing, and the judge is not controlling it. The defense and the prosecution are going after each other, accusing each other of withholding evidence. It is... If you were just a third-party observer watching live stream and this is your first time seeing anything in court, you were like, oh, we're in a third world country. That's how crazy things were. Then you have one incident where somebody seemingly tries to hand drugs to one of the defendants. But the place where this trial got international acclaim and became a big deal was when the prosecution and the judge decided to have an ex parte meeting in their chambers with a sworn-in witness. Okay? Now, this witness, for context, was a key witness for the state. They did not want to testify. They wanted to plead the fifth, which meant they didn't want to incriminate their stuff. They didn't want to talk. And they were now going into the judge's chamber with the prosecution without the defense's knowledge. The defense ends up finding out about it. And what they're alleging they've learned about the meeting is that essentially, 1, it was improper. 2, they were trying to coerce the witness into testifying. 3, the judge was in helping the prosecution to make this shit happen. So they go into open court and Brian Steele calls out the judge in front of everybody. The judge loses it.
And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. To me, that never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it? Well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have this. I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems, okay, at this point in time.
How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court,
okay,
or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said actually all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is why wasn't I there? Why,
sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who tell me who this information was from.
I don't want to be held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not answering that question.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because
he jails the lawyer for one of the defense. Then the entire bar, which is like the Association for Lawyers in Atlanta, find out. They all show up at the courthouse.
Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you under.
That's crazy. Like, that's a different game. Wow.
I've never seen a court so unprofessional.
Yeah, no.
The way they are behaving in court is crazy.
It's like we're in the streets. Nothing professional. Anything.
What I would say is even bad.
Oh my God.
My black people, why do you do this to us? You're embarrassing us in court. Why are you doing this, Mr. Judge? Why you even help this? It's not right.
But the thing is, he acknowledged also the fact that what the guy was saying, the lawyer was saying to him. So, you know.
No, he was trying to say, who told you?
But the fact he said that, it's like, okay, you acknowledge it. Otherwise, you'd be like, I don't understand.
Somehow,
you will
it's a piece of information he doesn't want you to know. So, who told you you should write it? No, you should know in law, it's not even right to kind of say who you got your information from.
Hell no. You ain't gonna
snitch about your people. Judge is a bit silly to think that you should put someone in contempt because he got the right information against you.
Yeah. No.
And everybody knows now it was on TV.
So that was already a failed
I don't know if they're gonna have to remove the judge. I didn't watch the court case, so I don't know. But do they have to remove the judge? Oh, was he removed? Anyway, anyone who knows,
maybe like a warning or something.
Yeah, somebody should tell us something.
Still hold you in summary criminal contempt.
Not the decision many in the courtroom were expecting.
I was surprised by a couple things. First, that the judge held him in contempt.
About a dozen defense attorneys showed up to support Brian Steele, who's representing rapper Young Thug in his criminal racketeering case.
Anytime a member or a criminal defense lawyer is making a motion in good faith and they're being shut down by the judge and threatened with jail, that's scary.
The reason Steele was held in contempt by Judge Earl Glanville?
The judge was having ex parte communications with the district attorney and a witness. That means he was talking to the district attorney and the witness without anyone from the defense being present. And that is generally considered improper. So Mr. Steele found out about that. He made a motion for a mistrial, and the judge demanded that Mr. Steele reveal that source.
Steele's punishment?
I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated in Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt. Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends.
I think it went well. I mean, anytime you walk out of court with your client, that is a good thing. And I do think that the appellate courts will take interest in this and will probably be able to overturn it.
But they decide to get this judge recused, which basically means the judge is not impartial. He cannot be the judge for this case. That's what they claim. And it ends up being approved, not for the ex parte meeting, but because the judge was arguing with the defense when if someone's saying you're impartial, you have to fire it off to another judge to determine. Like, if you're accused of being biased, you can't be the sole determiner of whether or not you're biased. So they fired off to another judge. That judge makes a determination.
We have breaking news in the YSL trial. Fulton County Chief Superior Court Judge Earl Glanville has been removed from this case.
So then they're like, okay, trial's on hold. We got to get a second judge.
The judge situation.
I think he was sleeping with a lady on the side.
It felt like it, okay, allegedly. It felt like something was going on.
She was so comfortable eating.
She was eating in the court. For me, it was even shocking that there was drugs passed in court and no one saw anything. No one paid attention that there was some kind of drug dealing going on.
In the court, yeah, no. Can't believe.
My people, why are you doing this to me? Why are you embarrassing me like this? All the way in America. You went there not by your choice, but you're supposed to even show example, especially if you're in a position like this as a judge.
But that was the first time I see
it's the first time I see something so unprofessional.
Yeah, but the fact that he was saying like to the lawyer to go in jail,
arguing.
Yeah, that's something else.
Okay, I understand some judges.
I don't know nothing about law, but like, come on, that's not common. I don't think so.
I understand some judges argue like, oh, why are you doing this to the witness and did it? But at this point, when you actually take part, you are partial, like you prefer one side to another. No, your case is closed. I mean, you need to go. The case will carry on without you because you need to be impartial at all times. We should not teach you that. You've been to school, you studied, you went to uni. Use your brain. Let's carry on with it.
The next judge comes in, and then she's like, I can't take this case. I think, don't quote me on this, I think one of my officers ended up one of the defendants, which is like, what the fuck is happening? So she gets removed off the case.
Breaking news right now in the YSL RICO trial involving Atlanta rapper Young Thug. And less than 24 hours after replacing the original judge, the newly appointed judge has recused herself. Judge Shakura Ingram was randomly selected to lead the trial after the former judge Earl Glanville was removed yesterday. Ingram says she is removing herself from the case due to a prior professional relationship with a deputy involved in the case.
So then there's a third person that's get put on, and that's where we are with Judge Whitaker.
New at 4, a newly appointed judge took the bench today in the Young Thug RICO trial. Judge Paige Whitaker is the third judge assigned to the lengthy court case.
She sees a case and she's like, yo, this is a mess. You guys have been going for a year. You have no idea how to litigate this. She's yelling at this state a bunch of times. And to be fair, she did go after the defense at some points where they were being, overindulging in certain things. But repeatedly throughout the time that she oversaw the case, she kept scolding the state, saying, you guys are disorganized. How is this case happening?
All right, a couple of matters. First of all, Miss Love, that needs to be the absolute last time that you don't have enough witnesses to carry us at least until 5. And if it happens again and there is something less than an earthquake, an 8-car pileup, somebody died, 3 people died, and so none of the witnesses were available, I may just say you can't have that witness, because at this point in this incredibly long trial, to have to end at 4:25 is not a good use of anybody's time. Do you understand? I do. All right.
Your Honor.
And so I said to you, is any of it hearsay? Is any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no. And then you turned around, you drew the witness's attention to the phone number and tried to have the witness testify to whose phone number it was. If that is not offered for the truth, what is it? I mean, I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I mean, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that, but this case is being made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented.
And you have to keep in mind, the case is trying to prove a conspiracy, but everything is confusing. All the witnesses are either non-cooperative or not very useful, and it's a big web, but you have no idea how it connects. You can imagine the judge was up to her last, and you know, the defense was constantly asking for a mistrial. These people don't know what they're doing. They're trying to goad us into a mistrial. They're breaking the rules of evidence. The judge denies all the mistrials with prejudice. If I could tell you guys just how much craziness happened in this case, there was one detective who came up, and basically he's an expert in testifying in these cases, but he did something you weren't supposed to. He mentioned the fact that one of the defendants had a criminal history. Now, you might not understand, but you cannot use someone's past criminal acts, generally speaking, as character evidence in a case, because it biases the jury to think that person's always going to be a criminal. And that's not how you should be judged, solely on the merit of the charges against you, not whatever prior convictions you have. So this officer did that, and he got thrown off the case. The judge said, no, he's out. He can't come back. The state was upset. But now we get to the most recent incident, which led to this trial pretty much ending. There's a witness that comes up, and he's basically snitching on everyone. Says, yes, it's a gang. Okay. He's admitting that as part of his plea so he doesn't go to jail. He's admitting everything is a gang. And they're asking him to read Instagram posts. And the defense objects, and they said, hey, this is going to prejudice my client. Redacted. The state agrees. So they take the same exhibit. They hand it to the witness. All right? And then they ask the witness to read off the exhibit. The witness reads through the post. Then he reads through the hashtags. And one of the hashtags is the one that they objected to already, the defense, and the state agreed to redact. But on the exhibit that they gave to the witness, they never redacted it. So this guy starts reading, and she goes, keep reading. The guy keeps reading, and now we get to the part, and then she tells him, yeah, read that part too. And he reads it. Immediately the defense loses it. Objections come up. They ask for a mistrial. The judge screams at the state, and she says something that I think is highly inappropriate. She essentially says,
and then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs. Life size.
Okay. And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.